What's up, fight fans? Greetings from the Wrestleverse. This is Lady J, and it's time to take it to the ring. Today, we are reviewing New Japan Strong's episode 81, Rivals, from March 6th. I got Daryl here with me, and we are ready. First off, the Brogan Finley is facing off against TJP. This is Brogan's first year, the younger brother of David Finlay. And let me remind everyone that there was a time when TJP was technically the youngest man to compete at New Japan back in 2002, when he was just 18 years old. That was 20 years ago. My goodness. So he's got 20 more years of experience over Brogan. I don't think he's got a chance against the TJP. So let's get started. TJP is fighting clean so far, which is unusual. The United Empire, greatest of all time, is a dirty fighter half the time. And watch this little video, little snippet.
Right there.
We have a little vintage TJP action going on. Cartwheeling out, spinning out.
That's vintage TJP right there.
Yeah. I love it. Isn't it pretty? Anyways, Brogan, he's managed to hold his own, and he grabs TJP by the head with his legs after this beautiful maneuver that he had just done. We got backslides, lockups. TJP starts pulling hair. Not fair, dude. And then he starts doing a little showboating. And Brogan catches up with him. And TJP returns the favor with that boot shin. It's like he gets his shin guard and just washes his face with his freaking boot on you. And just follows it up with some more stomping to the face. He stood on his face and then twisted off as he dismounted his face. It was awful. But so this next video is one.
Oh, we've seen this before. This is not gonna feel good.
Oh, you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of what Benta used to do back in freaking Lucha Underground. You're like, oh my gosh, it looks like it freaking broke his arm. And commentary is like, by the way, that is totally illegal in the Philippines. And no matter, TJP is like, we're not in the Philippines. But Brogan is still able to roll away from an attempted Mamba splash by TJP. Brogan, he's not done. He might have rolled out of danger, but he comes back with some mean European uppercuts and a powerful lariat, picks him up. Yeah, getting TJP up. And then he's like, see ya, but that was a little premature. He only got a 2-count cover. Then we get some front face locks. TJP gives knees to the face after that. The people's chants are totally split. We got TJP, and then we got Finlay, and then forearm strikes, and TJP's kick to the hamstrings hurt me through the screen. My goodness. So the guys are going at it. Now,
as TJP going to the top.
You know what that is, everyone?
Calling game.
That is TJP's signature Mamba splash. And he's trapping the leg of poor Finlay. And TJP makes Brogan tap. Yeah, that's his hand. Tap out of here. TJP is the winner of this match. And then someone has the great idea to give the man a freaking mic. Goodness gracious. And he goes on about how the United Empire is a team of the greatest of all time and how he is the best junior heavyweight of all time. But you can't go throwing that around at New Japan because someone's going to call you out. So Máscara Dorada crashes his speech. And the king of the ropes, CMLL champ, shows him what it's like. Bam! bam, head scissors, take you out, shut it down, TJP. We will definitely be seeing these two face off in Tampa. All right, our next match of the evening, Carl Fredricks versus Christopher Daniels. And if you've been following New Japan and you might be wondering, wait a second, what's going on? Gabriel Kidd was supposed to be facing Christopher Daniels. But we know Gabriel Kidd's taking a little personal time. And as Will Ospreay will testify, they like to take care of their wrestlers. But what an opportunity for Carl Fredricks to get a win over Christopher Daniels. We will find out. So, as we know, Christopher Daniels, big SoCal Uncensored in SoCal. So half the freaking crowd is rooting for their hometown hero. He is representing AEW tonight, bringing in 28 years of pro wrestling experience. Now, as we get started, these two are serious. And Carl ain't shaking hands. I've never seen him. Oh, there goes Daryl. I never see him be all sassy like this before. He's not going to play nice. We get lots of good lockups and floor wrestling and power displays, trapping and side headlocks, shoulder tackle with nobody moving. Carl says, try again. Daniels fakes him out and totally cuts him from below. And we start flying across the ring, back and forth, back to wrist locks, back to an arm bar, and watch this.
Daniels through the legs. Oh, hits him down.
Love me some flapjacks. And now Daniels is working on the midsection of Carl, trying to slow him down because he has the speed advantage in this match. And then the chops begin. Daniels is looking for the crowd. He's like, yeah, freaking chop, Carl. And Fredricks is being worked over. Oh, another flapjack on Carl. And Carl, he at this point is summoning the claps of his people to give him the strength to power up. And they get some back elbows to Daniels just to give himself a little bit of space. And now
he breaks the hold.
Carl's
off the ropes, catches him. Oh, he went for the Uranagi, but
where did that come
that. Bicycle kick. Oh.
Yeah, it looked like Daniels totally had him there for a second, didn't it? Yes, revenge. And then he flies across the ring with his jumping. Oh my gosh. Is it just the fringe that makes that drop kick look so much better? I love it. But Daniels eventually gets Carl in Blue Thunder, but only for a 2 count. Now, after this Blue Thunder, I am yelling no at the freaking TV because there are roll-up cradle covers going on back and forth. I hate them. They're so cheap and so corny. Daniels finally tries to go for the Angel's Wing, but Carl blocks it with like this flying reverse bridging. I can't even tell you what's going on, but he blocks the the Angel's Wings. Now, does Daniels have the best moonsault ever? I'll let you be the judge.
BME, 1, 2,
It is, however, enough to put away Carl Fredricks. So Christopher Daniels wins over Carl Fredricks, and as he's enjoying the cheers of the people in SoCal, he's like, did I hear a little SCU from the crowd, which makes everyone go freaking crazy yelling SCU. And Daniels, super pro. He gives big props to Carl and to the LA Dojo for what they produce. I think we'll see these two again in the future. And then they finally shook hands. And Daniels invited Carl for future matches. He's like, I'd be honored to meet you in the ring again. So yeah, that was a nice match. Good action. Then our last match, Jonah and Bad Dude Tito versus Juice Robinson and David Finlay. Oh my, has this rivalry been going down? So Finjuice, their last win was a fluke. At least that's what commentary argues. Because their butts were totally being beat by Jonah and Bad Dude Tito. However, Ian argues it wasn't. So we'll see as the action goes on. These guys started freaking brawling before the bell even rang. Like, it's all chaos. They've got some bad blood going on. Jonah, like, just about literally drove through David Finlay with all 330 pounds of himself. And this huge double axe from Jonah is a thing of nightmares, followed by a big-time body slam and the landing of Tito on Finlay after the tag was made. Finlay, he's still being isolated at this point and completely subject to the violent manhandling of Jonah and Tito. It's not looking good for you, man. And then at this point, Jonah just hoists David Finlay up over his head almost effortlessly. But David Finlay is a third-generation professional wrestler. Watch what he does next.
To take that kind of impact. Or
bam!
The DDT, great counter from David Finlay. And
bam! Reverses that with a DDT on Jonah. Tags are made, and Juice and Tito are brawling on fire. Oh my goodness. Watch this.
Oh, but Juice finds the wherewithal.
Big time spine buster, then follows up by charging him. Juice gives his big cannonball and this like battle yelp. Like he's just, oh, crazy freaking Juice. They're totally on it. Now, at this point, I don't know why he tried to do a crossbody plancha on Jonah, but it did not work out for him. And Juice totally got slammed into the ring post by Jonah. Yeah, I think he bit off a little bit more than he could chew there. Now, Finjuice, they're working well together. Watch this teamwork.
Backbreaker.
And then,
bam!
Wow.
Great combo there.
Oh, don't want to be you right now, Tito. But Jonah and Bad Dude Tito, they haven't been teamed up for very long, but they've got the freaking moves too. Goodness gracious. So these two are just completely rocking Juice and Finlay. The dog and the dude have the complete advantage so far. But out of nowhere, a Hurricane Rana flapjack, a left hand of God twice, and a lariat to the back, and Finjuice is back in control. Just when you think we're having a fair fight, this mystery man just comes in out of nowhere. You see him, right? You're like, wait, who's this dude with the black pants? And so you see Jonah there completely distracting the ref from seeing any of this from going down. And the commentary is like, oh my gosh, who is this? Who is this? So I'm looking it up like, who is this? It's Shane Haste. And we've definitely seen him before. He was in that really bad Retribution faction at WWE for like a hot second. But he's been in New Japan before and Noah. And so he ain't just a nobody. So he comes in, totally suplexes Juice out of the way, giving enough time for Bad Dude Tito to do a huge frog splash.
Bad Dude Tito climbing to the rope, and whoever it is to the top, change the ball.
Bam!
And the trajectory of this match hooks the leg. 2, 3. No.
You got the 3 count. Jonah and Bad Dude Tito are the winners. And commentary is still like, this was not a clean fight. This was not a clean fight. So Shane Haste, he's back in New Japan. He's a free agent now. And they are working over David Finlay. So David's little brother, Brogan, does what little brothers do best. He comes out to the defense of his big brother, and Jonah and Shane just squash Brogan. And then they make David watch. Oh my gosh. The carnage is just continuing as they, let's watch this together. Okay. Poor Brogan. Goodness gracious. Did we even see that? Freaking Jonah's like, off the top rope. Bam.
19-year-old
Brogan, you literally got squashed, dude. So yeah, we're going to have this terrible trio coming over here to Florida. That was a great match, guys. I mean, I know there was some cheating, but it was a lot of fun. And we here at Take It to the Ring like to give an overall fight card rating. A 5 being the best is fight forever. 4 is this is awesome. A 3 is you still got it. A 2 is what? And a 1 is boring. Just watch the review video. I'm trying to think if there's anything in particular I hated other than the cradle roll-ups. I'm going to give this a solid 4. It was awesome. I'm totally waiting to see like this terrible trio come over to Florida. I'm like, oh, poor Brogan Finley. David, you must avenge your little brother. So yeah, I'm a little emotionally invested in this match. So check it out. I hope you enjoy watching New Japan Pro Wrestling as much as I do. And if you like what you see here, please take a moment to share, like, subscribe. And for more Wrestlecap videos, click that link below. Until next time, guys, this is Lady J and Daryl. Keep it lucha.